Hey guys, it's Mike, the Angry Tech Guy, and today we count down the top 5 zombie movies of all times. Whether you like fast zombies or slow zombies, I'll let you know what movies to watch them in. Leading us off at number 5 is Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is not a consistently scary fright fest like many of the traditional zombie films, rather a cleverly written, semi-serious horror spoof paying homage to George Romero's titles like The Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. The story follows a lone loser whose moment of reckoning comes when the dead rise from their slumber. Shaun is thrust into action to save his now ex-girlfriend, best friend, and his mother. The movie is a wonderfully written, fast-moving, and funny zombie caper for most fans, underscoring both American and British pop culture references. This is a high five to classic B films. It's seasoned with a healthy helping of quintessential British humor. In this film, you'll enjoy the comedy and like the characters, a rare thing in a zombie film.
4.
And our number 4 zombie movie of all time is 28 Days Later. Animal rights activists raid a primate research facility and unwittingly unleash a deadly virus. Jim, a bicycle courier, wakes up from a coma in a hospital 28 days after the viral outbreak, virtually alone and in an evacuated London. 28 Days Later has a familiar resemblance to other zombie films, but its nightmarish zombie interpretation makes the wobbly stragglers of old films seem comical by comparison. The Walking Dead no longer walk, they sprint. The movie was shot on digital video, and the blurry softness of the imagery gives a melancholy tinge to the emptiness. When the infected, which they are called, appear out of nowhere, the suddenness can be especially horrific. 28 Days Later is a first-rate zombie movie. The best tribute I can offer, after all the stress, it'll make you want to go out afterwards and down some expensive scotch.
3.
And the number 3 zombie movie of all time is Dawn of the Dead. This spirited reimagination of the 1978 classic where the dead walk the earth shadows the plot of the original, where a small group of survivors are barricaded in the mall against a horde of the undead. The movie transpires in Everett City, Wisconsin, where a mysterious epidemic is running rampant through the population. No one knows who the first victims are or how it started, but anyone bitten by an infected individual dies and then comes back as a mindless ghoul. The movie has been cited for its allegorical aspects, equating zombies to mindless consumers rushing for the mall. The ending is particularly different, especially the impractical way the movie arrives at it. Those who eject the disc as the credits roll will leave with a much different impression than those who watch to the bitter end.
2.
What the hell is it? Looks like a shopping center, one of those big indoor malls.
What are they doing? Why did they come here?
Some kind of instinct, memory, what they used to do. This was an important place in their lives.
And our number 2 film of all time is George Romero's 1978 Dawn of the Dead. His 1978 sequel to The Night of the Living Dead is a more accomplished and more knowing film, tapping into 2 dark and dirty fantasies, wholesale slaughter and wholesale shopping, to create a grisly extravaganza with a more acute moral intelligence. The graphic special effects are less upsetting than Romero's way of drawing the audience into the violence. As 4 survivors of the zombie war barricade themselves inside a suburban shopping mall, our loyalties and human sympathies are made to shift with frightening ease. Romero's sensibility approaches the Swiftian in its wit, accuracy, excess, and profound misanthropy.
1.
And the number 1 zombie film of all time is 1968 George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Coming out of nowhere, director George Romero turned in one of the most influential films since Psycho. It's remarkably a short debut filmed on a shoestring budget about a group of survivors barricaded inside a farmhouse while an army of flesh-eating zombies roams the countryside. Although groundbreaking, the film was universally panned by critics upon release. The film gradually became a cult phenomenon, playing on the midnight movie circuit for more than a decade. Known as the father of all zombie films, Night of the Living Dead may be remembered for several accolades, giving birth to the modern zombie, setting the standard for horror films for its time, and laying the architecture for countless films to come. Alright, that wraps up our list. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks a lot.